How many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
Well, it's Monday. It is February the 24th. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. We're live on the preparedmind.club, subscribestar.com, and of course, X. And you can be here live with us every day on X. Just be a follower. Make sure you like, thumbs up, heart, whatever, subscribe, share, pass it along. Folks, we have messages to get out. And today is a very special day on the Prepared Mind channel because I'm about to award someone the coveted Horse's Ass Award, also known as the Silver Sphincter. But you're never going to guess who it is. There's so many candidates, but it is Ilhan Omar. That's correct. She wins the coveted Horse's Ass Award by making amazingly galactically stupid comments about the American people, because a Republican congressman has called for both her arrest and her deportation. So she went on the mainstream media, which very few people watch, and decided she would insult everybody in America. Let me tell you what she said, folks. These people are just idiots. I really am at the point where it has become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing. Not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again? Okay, the gloves are now off, bitch. Oh, man, I got to tell you. Okay, now that you, Mr. and Mrs. America, have suffered an insult coming from a lying whore who married her brother to bring him into America, which is fraudulent, and attacking America constantly, supporting un-American groups, supporting terrorist groups. Do you see why these ungrateful sacks of Middle Eastern shit all need to be deported? First, they claim minority and victim status. Next, they claim equality is needed and protection of their rights. Then, when they finally get enough power, even a majority, they demand our legal and cultural destruction and death, and they want to institute their Sharia law and our death. Fuck all these foreigners who come and refuse to assimilate. This bitch has taken the diaper off of her ass, wrapped it tightly about her head, married her brother, an incestuous, illegal relationship in order to get him into the country. She has become a multi-millionaire on a little itty-bitty congressperson's salary. Who the fuck is she, right? And who the fuck is Ilhan Omar talking to? Americans are dumb. The average IQ of Somalians, which is the country from which she came, is well below the human average and borders on the mentally retarded. Oh, it comes from a result of inbreeding, backwards-assed religious ideology, and generalized ignorance from a lack of education. And the little whore wants to attack us. Definitely, I say we deport her ass back to her country where her special genius might be useful and appreciated. She, the tight-turbaned sack of shit, is of zero use or purpose to Americans our nation and our futures. Fuck Ilhan Omar and the rest of the jihad squad and anyone else that wants to participate in their steamy lesbian shower fun. I can't stand these fucking people. It is time, folks, for arrests. It is time. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. You want to get under my skin? That's how you do it. You want to make enemies of the American people? That's how you do it. Where is Tom Homan? Where is Kash Patel? Where? Dan Bongino is now deputy director at the FBI. And the rumor is that Matt Gaetz is going to be a special prosecutor for the Department of Justice. I hope that is not a bullshit story. It is a rumor, has not been confirmed, but what a rumor that would be. We have trouble. Get your questions down below in the comments. I'm going to do my 30-minute monologue followed by you guys and what's on your mind. So get your questions into Ooman. If you're on X, click on the video, tap on the video, and it should open up, and you'll have a comment section to follow along with. These people, folks, unbelievable, right? Remember that movie, The Nutty Professor? Well, the University of Virginia has its own nutty professor. And he has compared Trump winning the election over Camel Toes Harris, another whore. He has compared that to slavery and segregation. Race baiting, folks, is all they have. And this guy is an intellectual midget. Oh, it's going to get nasty, folks. It's going to get nasty, and I can't wait. In fact, there is one more tool the Democrats have. Judges. Judges. Elon Musk and DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, has now been blocked from accessing sensitive education department records by another Biden judge. And this is the most comprehensive block against DOGE and its activities. What type of sensitive information does the Department of Education have? It should be ABC 1, 2, 3, reading, writing, arithmetic. Should it not? What needs to be hidden? What is sensitive? Now, the only way that they can stop Trump and you and me as Americans is to use judges. This is proving that that's all they have. Now, they've got their arguments in the mainstream media, which just got Ilhan Omar the Silver Sphincter Horse's Ass Award. But in the government, the only power they have is communist judges to try and stop the reform that we all voted for. And I would like you to remember this. Remember when Biden ignored the Supreme Court regarding student loan forgiveness? Remember when Biden, Pelosi, Schumer said we all need to eliminate the Supreme Court's existence because it wasn't needed anymore? Remember that? Now, these itty-bitty little federal judges is all they have, because Trump is doing what he said he would do with the authority that he has over the executive department, and we have another judicial breach. She needs to be impeached, if not just removed by executive decree. An executive decree stating that a judge has violated the Constitution directly, using judicial authority to de facto presume that the court has authority over the very specific prerogative of the President of the United States with respect to executive authority, power, and decisions. Unfucking believable, folks. That's all they have. Oh, we're going to get rid of the Supreme Court. We don't need it anymore. So they are down, boink, 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 to the bottom level of the federal judiciary system. That's what they're using to fight Trump. That is like trying to take out, in the game of chess, the other player when all they have are pawns. And you have the full gamut of rooks, knights, and bishops, as well as, well, the queen. I tell you, folks, it is a shit show. Get your questions down below. I want to know what you are thinking about out there. I want to know what you are thinking about. We have had this problem in this country with transparency, being allowed to see what is going on. Now, here's a quote. Transparency is coming. They don't want anybody to know who was on Epstein's island, who was a pedophile, and who is probably still sitting in D.C. That quote comes from Alina Habba, right? Trump's attorney. And this is with respect and in regard to the upcoming Epstein Island documents release. I am tired of being fucking teased, though. I am tired of being led to the door and told we're going to open it in a minute. I want to see the list. I want public arrests. Bongino, Kash Patel, Bondi, get it done. I'm tired of this slow walking horse shit. I want facts and I want arrests. Are you guys with me? Is this what you want? The way to do it is to send messages, texts, comments, emails, and phone calls to Washington, D.C. I know Dan Bongino just got there. I know. And Kash Patel just a few days ago. But Pam Bondi's been there for over a week, and I have not seen a single high-level arrest. It needs to fucking happen. You want to talk about Democrats losing their shit, running in panic, rolling over and snitching on each other? Start making arrests. You'll find out how deep this fucking rabbit hole goes and how many Democrats and rhinos are down there in it, in the slime, in the filth, in the waste, living their filthy little sordid lives. Oh, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. I'm telling you, folks, we have a shit show in the making. Where to go next? Today, right now, the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, is in the White House. He's in America in the White House. But guess what happened? President Macron, who married his grooming male master, who now pretends to be his wife. It's awful, folks. It's the wig. The wig gave it away. Anyways, Macron arrived in America. Macron drove to the White House. And when he pulled up to the White House, President Trump did not come out to greet him. I think it's funny. And I think it's absolutely 100% fucking appropriate. Macron and other European politicians have earned maximum disrespect and maximum marginalization. They are not leaders. They are parasites living off their own people and the United States of America while they destroy their own countries. And I think Trump did very, very well to make the point without saying a word. And I believe Zelensky is supposed to show up as well. Well, fuck that little bastard who has threatened American men and women and boys and girls, who has said that we must give him all the money he demands. And he wants nuclear weapons. And now he's claiming he'll step down as president as long as NATO agrees to make him, Ukraine, a member. Do you think this little runt, this little homosexual sausage slurper, do you think he will actually not come back and try and take power? Do you think the CIA, if they're satisfied with his insanity, wouldn't put him right back in charge? Unfucking believable, folks. These people on the left know no bounds, have no shame, will lie, cheat, and steal. Oh, it's so fucking evident. Here's another example, if you will. Brazil, who used to be a terrific American ally when they had Jair Bolsonaro as president. Now they have a convicted felon, a real felon, not a pretend one, but a criminal felon, communist president. Brazil's in a crisis. And what does the government say will solve the problem? What is their solution? Eating bugs. That's right, eat crickets. I have to ask the question, why is any government, all governments answer always to treat the people like shit and take everything they can from them and feed them literally shit while keeping their own cushy government jobs and their cushy government paychecks? That's what they do, isn't it? Oh, we're going to shut down the government, then we're going to close the parks, and we're going to take away the firemen and the police, and all they do, they're like the worst parents ever. They threaten to take everything from you as punishment for them not getting their way. They're like children who have been put in charge of the household. Now, the Department of Government Efficiency and the chainsaws, right? The chainsaw, Argentina's president, the chainsaw, right? Javier Milei. They cut government bureaucracy to solve problems. And it's working in Argentina, and it's working in America. It's making the world a better, safer, and less communist place. Are you paying attention yet, folks? We are in a massive war. A massive war. And the CIA, their Operation Mockingbird is failing. Not because of me, but because of you guys, all of you out there who are watching your news, getting your information, accepting and thinking about opinions that are not mainstream media, that are not newspapers, tabloids, that are not periodicals or satellite TV. It's not NBC, ABC, CNN, Fox, MSNBC. No, you're not listening to that shit. Prime time is collapsing, folks. Mainstream media is not where it's at, and that's what the CIA controls through Operation Mockingbird, the controlling of the press and the using of propaganda disguised as news to control us. This collapse is happening right now in real time. The Trump-hating space alien on NBC, his name is Lester Holt. He is now stepping down as the nightly news anchor. That's surprising. Why would anyone step down from the most prestigious mainstream media seat? Right? At one point, it was Walter Cronkite, the most trusted name in news. And then it was Tom Brokenjaw. Right? And it's Lester Holt's time. But guess what? He's stepping down. Just a couple of days after MSDNC, well, that's what Trump calls it, MSNBC, MSDNC, was canceled. They all lie in the mainstream media. The world knows it. And we also know that USAID or US aid and the CIA money that they had flowing into the media is no longer there. I sit here and I am funded directly by you guys. You pay for the lights, you pay for the scotch, you pay for the server, you pay for the memberships by being a member here, donating here. You pay for real information and an independent perspective, not the CIA's talking points. Remember when every single news station, from national to state to local even, have the same exact talking points? How do you think that happened? CIA money coming through, you said, it seems like. And they're not getting funded any longer. In addition to that, RFK Jr. says he's going to remove all the big pharmaceutical money. Say you cannot advertise drugs on TV. Right? If that happens and when it happens, mainstream media is beyond doomed. I mean, really. They tell you the name of a drug, give you a list a mile fucking long of how it's negative, bad, evil, corrupt, filthy for your body. And then they say, ask your doctor about it. They hardly ever tell you what it's supposed to treat. Well, it's for psoriasis, but it might help your liver. You know, shouldn't you talk to your doctor about your medical problems instead of taking a commercial at its word? In fact, the Jim Jones juice, they wouldn't even tell us what is in it and what the side effects were, right? They wouldn't. Well, we know now they've released the list. Look out, folks. Mainstream media is going down. And I do love that the wacko, racist, culturally appropriating, big mouth, sack of shit, Joy Reid, her show, The Readout, is now out. The final episode ends this week. Bye-bye, you racist bitch. You culturally appropriating fraud. Bye-bye. And her staff is outraged and worried about themselves and their jobs. Oh my God, Joy Reid got fired, but what about me? What about me? What about me? And what about me? They're all about me in their world, folks. They don't care about the country. They're getting exposed everywhere, folks, and they need to be exposed. They really do. Now, Joy Reid, Trump calls her the mentally obnoxious racist. But he also talked about Al Sharpton and the other scumbags in media. And he had what's known as a very dramatic and explosive statement. He called the fake news of all mainstream media, quote, an unpardonable sin. And President Trump is demanding that MSNBC pays restitution to the United States of America for all the damage they have wrought. Now, I'm going to argue a little bit here. They were only acting on behalf of their paymasters, the CIA and USAID, and the Democrat Party. In fact, Trump continued with this quote, this whole corrupt operation, meaning the mainstream media, this whole corrupt operation is nothing more than illegal arm of the Democrat Party. They should be forced to pay vast sums of money for the damage they've done to our country. Fake news is an unpardonable sin. Well, I tell you what, I think it is illegal. I think it is and has been criminal what the CIA and the Democrat Party have been doing to our nation. And the Republicans who have been gutless and powerless should be ashamed of themselves for not calling them out and for allowing it to continue day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and decade after decade, allowing these fucking people to lie to us continuously in order to increase their own power, the power of the government, as they have corrupted the sanctity of our government, our representative republic. In fact, let me tell you about the NSA. You've heard of the NSA, right? The National Security Agency. That sounds a lot like the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, National Security Agency. Sounds pretty important, right? Well, you want to hear about some official NSA work? How about this? A transgender sex room. I'm sorry, a transgender sex chat room. What the fuck is that? A transgender sex chat room? The NSA, folks, legitimized, made part of the work day, their perverted discussions in the transgender sex chat room, right? They called that DEI topics for work. Diversity, equity, inclusion. We need to figure out how to get more of this shit here. So their chat room discussions have been exposed. NSA, folks, National Security Agency, their employees have now been exposed talking about penis to vagina surgery, estrogen injections, getting zapped in the ass, how good it is to have gay man boobs, and many more disgusting sexual topics that violate every known sexual harassment protocol and have absolutely fucking nothing to do with national security work. Just what the fuck did these Democrats think was going to happen? Oh, wait, I'll tell you what. They thought they were going to cheat their way in every election and continue to become the perverted, disgusting, vile filth and always be enriched for it and empowered for it. Unbelievable, folks. Our own government, our own national security agency, you could go into the chat room while at work, and they called that work. It's not just an American problem, though. It's a European, it's a Western culture problem. This suicidal, genocidal self-destruction. Now, today, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz decided he was going to crap all over Trump and criticize America and also criticize Elon Musk. He says that NATO could be finished soon. Tell you what, I hope so. I hope it does. And this jackass, Friedrich, he is calling for an independent European defense network system, organization, whatever. I concur. Fuck NATO and fuck the European Union in Brussels. We as Americans love European people, and we despise their politicians as much as we despise our own crooked politicians in the United States of America. But NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, why does the United States of America need to be involved? Originally, we were there to help stand as a backstop for Europe to stop Soviet communist aggression. Now, the European Union, through Brussels and their appointed, unelected, bureaucratic scumbags, are as communist as the Soviet Union was, if not more, by shutting down free speech and the rights of the people while allowing them to literally be assaulted, murdered, and raped by third world barbaric scum. That's what you want for your countries. That's what you get. Sadly, that's what the people get. In America, we're standing up to it right now. And that's why you must, please, must continue to call, write, text, email all of your congressmen, all of your senators, and the president of the United States and tell them to do what's right and keep firing people, exposing the fraud, and damn it, start making some fucking arrests, huh? As far as Europe goes, you're on your own. We have all the nuclear missiles we need to act as a deterrent. We have the Pacific on one side. We have the Atlantic on the other. We've got the North Pole to the top, right? We've got snow Mexicans in Canada. We've got desert Mexicans to the south of us. And we can put an end to that bullshit anytime we want. That we've got a very good protective barrier. They could make the southern border, if they wished, a militarized zone, folks. it could become a militarized zone. And anyone crossing into the DMZ, the buffer zone or cushion between nations, would be fair game. In other words, they would be seen as a threat if they're trying to cross it without permission. That would be good. That would stop illegal immigration. And then searching every single fucking truck that is bringing American corporations' goods into America from third world shitholes that they've screwed the American people out of for their jobs. I tell you what, folks. And one last thing. Apparently, Michael Saylor of Bitcoin, Bitporn, that guy, that Michael Saylor, is saying that Bitcoin could fall all the way down to like 1,000 and everything would be just fine. I guess if you control it, then there's no problem there, huh? It's unbelievable what's going to happen, folks. The fraud is out there. Michael Saylor, I believe back in the year 2000, was convicted of fraud in the financial investment world. But people follow him. And just like the followers of Jim Jones, it doesn't have a happy ending. Just like the followers of the Heaven's Gate cult, it doesn't end well. And for those who have followed the Anthony Fauci cult and taken your Jim Jones juice and your juice boosters, sadly, you risk health issues. And hopefully, you've done everything you can to detox and destroy that stuff. On a daily basis, I chew up and swallow cigars to make sure I've got my nicotine. May not be prescription strength, but apparently nicotine destroys, what do they call that stuff? The little carbon things that get inside of us. I can't remember. There's so many problems with the juice, and I have to be careful what I talk about. So I'm going to stop right there before, well, there's a knock on the hatch, and I have to go out and explain myself to the juice Gestapo. All right, it's now going to be your turn. Let's do it. I want to know what you guys are thinking about. What's on your mind in the inner circle? And we're back. Mr. Uman, do we have some fun today or what? I think we got some fun. Badass Diving Frog says we need to stop looking for intelligent life on Mars and start looking for it in Washington, D.C. Sadly, everyone's been beamed back up because there's no intelligent life in D.C. Yeah, I don't know if they're looking for intelligent life on Mars anymore. I just think they're looking to colonize it. If people can escape this shithole, I think they will. Why don't they send third world immigrants who are culturally enriching and diversity is their strength? Why don't we send them to Mars? Because they're such genuine, brilliant people like Ilhan Omar and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, two of the biggest dumb fucks who want to continuously insult intelligent people. I think they should be sent to Mars, along with every other third world refugee. You don't want to be in your country? Go to Mars. Tell me how it works out for you. I'm sure they'll do great. I am. You know what? Unfucking believable. Thank you, Diving Frog. That's a good one. Yeah, there is no intelligent life in DC. But sadly, you know, that's an incorrect statement. It's not an accurate statement. They are very smart. They're smart enough to have installed over decades a system that has become so corrupt that they can take advantage of it, literally enriching themselves while destroying this nation. And they wouldn't have been caught because you and I would never have had specific details as to what they were doing. But it is only because Trump decided to come down an escalator once and say, I think I'll be president. And then get cheated out of a fucking election in 2020 and then say, you know what? I'm going to do it again. He got shot through the fucking ear, missed the rest of his head. Thank God. And he's now pissed off as hell at these people. And I want some fucking arrests. I know how things work, folks. I understand civil courts, criminal justice. I get referrals. I understand investigations. I don't give a fuck. We have had to wait how many years? If you go all the way back, counting the fucking Clintons, all the way back to 1992. I have waited decades. I want the fucking arrests. Now I'm just bitching. All right. Ooh, man, where are we going next? And it's Redneck Roughneck. He says, I sure hope we don't find intelligent life in space. Our government will try and send them foreign aid. Oh, shit. I can see from which direction the wind blows today. Everyone's a comedian today. Yeah. Do you think for a second that the government will not try and send themselves a big fat fucking bonus, hiding money, laundering money through the space programs? Interestingly, the Musk space program, while quasi-government, he's managed to make rockets that actually work, these heavy lift rockets that both the Defense Department, the Space Force, the Air Force, and NASA couldn't create. But Elon Musk can. Not only can he launch them way up in the air, but he can have them land themselves. To me, it's incredible technology. It's surreal, folks. In a way, it's surreal. The movie You Only Live Twice, James Bond movie starring Sean Connery. He was looking for some space terrorists, and their rockets, right, took off and landed just like Elon Musk's. And I never thought I would see a real one do it. Fascinating shit. Okay, Mr. Uman, let us continue whilst I am done opining on space technology. What do we want to roll with? What is going to come up next? Rolling into the comments section. Tell you what. Chin Music says, Ilhan Omar uses her brain less than shampoo, if that's even possible. She's a Temu skank. That's pretty fun. See, when they insult us and our intelligence, Ilhan Omar is a moron. She is an inbreeding, incestuous moron. I have no use for her. No use at all. Occur, I tell you. All right, Mr. Uman, what do we want to roll up next? I just had to get an insult and grab it. Now we've got Uman, and he says, yesterday we had the American Airlines flight diverted to Rome. It was New York City to New Delhi, but it was diverted to Rome because of a possible security breach. Now, Uman says, today there was another Delta emergency landing due to smoke in the cabin in Atlanta, Georgia. And that one was a Boeing 717. We're starting to see some patterns here in flight safety, the people who get on planes, and those that fly or pilot them, as well as who manufactures the replacement parts. The plane that crashed in Toronto hit so hard it broke the fucking landing gear and snapped a wing off the plane. Remember, these planes are designed to take the impact of wind at 600 miles per hour. I've gone 157 miles an hour on my motorcycle once, and that was pretty fast. 600 miles an hour. Oh, by the way, the pilot that made that landing, she was a runway model in her mid-20s, barely out of flight school, no experience at all, was allowed to land this fucking plane. Unbelievable. That's the one that crashed there. The one that landed was diverted because of a security issue into Rome. I still don't know what the security issue was. Hasn't been released. Right? But we've got ghetto scum fighting on airplanes, fighting in airports. We have airport workers fighting with other airport workers, as well as passengers trying to get on the plane. You've got bitchy ass fruitcake flight attendants, stewardesses, stewards, and penis stewardesses kicking people off planes because they don't like your political opinion, or they say you are offensive and that you're causing problems on the plane. You have screwy ass Democrat, liberal whining dumbasses complaining about other people, trying to get them kicked off a plane. Traveling by air is becoming very dangerous, folks. Very, very dangerous. I think it's being done on purpose, by the way. I really do. I think they're doing it on purpose because they want to take that, shall we call it, privilege away from us. That's what I think they're doing. What do you guys think they're doing? Oh, good golly. I'm telling you. I don't know what to expect out of these people anymore. Diving Frog says, John, doesn't it seem like there's an awful lot of plane problems these days? Is that because they don't want people to travel? Maybe the elitists could use some DEI pilots. I'll tell you what, the elites hire pilots that are experienced, that know what the hell they're doing, that are experienced and know what the hell they're doing. The airlines have been hiring DEI because BlackRock and Vanguard, huge financial institutions, threatened them, I am certain, just as much as they threatened every other corporation out there and said, you're going to adopt DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, which means gay, underqualified, based on racial and sexual identities, not credentials, not merit, not ability, not skill. They told them, you'll do that or we're going to sell your stock and crash your fucking companies. Well, instead of crashing their companies, they're crashing their planes instead. Instead of fixing the planes in maintenance, they're just pushing off, deferring the maintenance. Look what's happening. And I think, and I noticed a long time ago, and I've shared with you guys, that rich people do not like seeing poor people, middle-class people, regular people flying on planes to the same destinations they go to. They buy a first-class seat and pay 5 to 10 times what we pay, but we leave and land at the same fucking time. They don't like that. They don't like you, regular people, having fun and going where they go. So what do? They make it scarier, more expensive, more difficult to get anywhere. And folks, there's also a lot of jet services where you can charter small jets. You can charter them. You and a bunch of friends can charter a private jet for almost what it costs to fly business or first class and get away from people. It's crazy, though. It really is. I tell you, they don't want us to have a good life. If you look at everything else they're doing to you and me, what are they doing? They're importing scum into this country. The scum that'll rob you, drug you, kidnap you, rape you, or murder you. And they're good with it, aren't they? The fucking Democrats are good with it. They want that. They want our laws ignored. They want to destroy the Constitution. They hate our culture. They hate your traditions and your beliefs. They want it destroyed. They want to substitute in its place something that looks nothing like what we believe the country should look like. On top of that, they want to have rolling blackouts. They want screamingly high energy costs. And they want you to eat the bugs. They want you to eat bugs and sludge. Some countries are perfecting, if that is the proper word, for recycling human solid waste, aka shit. They want to recycle shit and turn it back into food. How they do that? I don't want to fucking know. What makes them think it's now food again? Seriously, folks. They want to take urine out of the waste stream and filter it and turn it into your drinking water. They want to feed you shit, have you drink piss, live with third world goat fucking scumbags that will kill you or rape you given a chance. That's what they want. That is globalism. That is elitism. That is the World Economic Forum. That is world socialism, the Democrat Party, and the Rhino Republicans. I'm not lying. I don't have to. Because all I have to do is tell you the truth, show you the news stories, make sure everyone sees it all. Because if you take just one little story, airline with some smoke in it, no big deal. Oh, an illegal got here and killed someone? Oh, what a shame. Someone's trying to invent some technology to manufacture food from bio ingredients. That doesn't sound very important. No, not at all. Well, we're going to save money by not hiring border security. Yeah, that's a great way to save money. Everything they do is a fucking sham. The news says everything's just fine. The news says Trump and Republicans are a threat to their democracy. That's why this show and other shows like it are so critical. Because you and I can talk about what is happening, and we don't just get a little soundbite, a little piece of information. We get to take it all in and go, now look at all this shit. This means something. Right? There's an agenda here. And the agenda is not a good thing for us. Woo! Okay, Mr. Uman, what is up next? What do we have? And we've got name redacted. He says, damn near all airline maintenance became third party in the early 1990s. Well, let's examine. Why is it that in the early 1990s this started, but here we are 30 years later, just now, suffering the repercussions of that? And first off, let's just take your car as an example. You're driving down the road and you hear a clink, 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 and you pull into the mechanic and he goes, I took your hubcap off. And one of your lug nuts broke off and was rattling in the hubcap. Don't worry, you've got 4 more lugs in there. You're safe. No problem. Back out on the road. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. You deferred the maintenance. Oh, car's not running smooth. So you go into the auto mechanic and you say, Mr. Auto Mechanic, my car's not running smooth. And they go, hey, you need a new distributor and a new carburetor. These are old car parts, by the way, I'm mentioning. Right? And the timing is off. So they replace your parts not with OEM mainstream parts. Instead, they give you parts made in some third world shithole country. Well, your car's running a little better than it was with these marginal replacement parts, but you're getting down the road and you're doing a little better than you were with broken old parts. After years and years of that type of maintenance and mentality, right, you go back in and you say, where's my mechanic? And some guy says, oh, he's taking the day off. He's going to have a very good day. I'll fix your car. Right? Now we've got third world parts, third world mechanics working on stuff. Oh, I see here your computer brain is no good, right? And they want to replace it. Your car breaks down every other day. You do that with airplanes, they fall out of the fucking sky, like a Boeing 737 MAX, right? Oh, whoops. The consequences of deferred maintenance and complete marginalization or ignoring safety requirements, and the reason those rules were put in place, oh yeah, Pete Buttigieg, transportation secretary, yeah, he had billions of dollars and managed to put in less than a handful of charging stations for electronic vehicles, EVs, electric cars. He's going to run for president, by the way, in 2028. He's throwing his gay name out there again. Okay, Mr. Uman, who's up next? We got Mikey G. He says, kept in the dark and fed shit. I feel like a mushroom. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sorry, an email just came through. Yeah, they treat us like mushrooms. They treat us like chickens. Like egg-laying hens. They keep us caged up. We can't go left, right, forward, back, up or down. But they feed us just enough shit to keep us alive. And then anything we produce, like an egg, they take from us and give us nothing for it. And then like the government, when they've had enough chickens and they're tired of chickens, they'll just fucking kill us. Just like they killed the chickens. Wow. Absolutely wow. Fuck. Uman, who's up next? We got Uman. He says, today Apple committed to investing $500 billion to build factories in artificial intelligence development in Texas, in the United States. Way to go, us. Apple is doing that. Why would Apple do that, folks? Why would they invest $500 billion in domestic company product development? Why? They said they were going to commit AI, or rather the tech companies and the government, $500 billion in nuclear technology for more power for their AI data centers. Well, we are going from a global system to a nationalist system. The United States of America, folks, is pissed off its allies because the allies have been taking advantage of us. The globalist system is anti-American and it only works if they destroy America. Apple, I think, is seeing the writing on the wall and may have had a discussion with the government, and they see that it is time to bring back manufacturing and product development to our country. I wonder if Apple has realized that all of their technology is being stolen by Chinese corporations, duplicated, and they're being cut out of the middle. Wake the fuck up, right? The whole fuck around and find out thing is coming home to roost. It really is. A lot of these companies are realizing they made money for the last several decades, but you know, that gravy train is over. You know what I say to all these companies that have been screwing us over this whole time? Fuck you guys. I'm no Apple fan. I'm no Microsoft fan. Fuck them. I don't like them at all because of what they've done to us. They've taken advantage of us. They've screwed us. They profited off of us. And now they want us to love them. Well, hopefully Apple invests its own money and not you said money. Hopefully they do. And then if they want to be an American corporation, good. That is good. That's good for America then. But yeah, the artificial intelligence coming out of China, they've had some incredible software breakthroughs that make their less than super chips as effective as our super chips, AI chips. What happens when China takes those AI chips and duplicates them, as well as incorporates their software program? Right? They will run circles around us unless we do something about it and quit giving away our fucking technology to third world scum and giving away technology to our competitors. To me, it just seems so fundamentally simple to understand. Fundamentally simple to understand. And here we have news break, news flash. Another Obama judge is interfering with the prosecution, that is to say, the locating of, identification of, arresting of, and deporting of illegal aliens. That's right. An Obama judge is blocking ICE, the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, from raiding at some churches. These are federal fugitives. These are national fugitives. If the government, right, has a search warrant, an arrest warrant for these people, well, they don't even need an arrest warrant. They're fucking illegal. You would think they would be able to go right in, but no, a judge now wants the sanctity of the church respected. Really? Really, folks? Do you believe that these scumbag, absolute satanic Democrats give a fuck about churches? No, they're very upset because they've been counting these illegal aliens in the census. Did you know that? That if they remove from the census these illegals, California, New York, and Illinois, but I think especially California and New York, lose an incredible number of representatives in Congress. That's right, they would matter a lot less. They would also lose, electoral college votes. It would make them less effective. In other words, if they lose their illegals, they will have to win even more states to win a presidential election. States that are all swinging to the red, swinging to the right. No wonder they want to pile as many just illegals in so they can take a census and go, no, we got more votes than them now. And isn't it just fucked up? Every election, California, Illinois, and New York go to the Democrats right off the bat. Not even fucking close, because of the illegals and the cheating, the not requiring of ID and paper ballots. It needs to be fucking fixed. Our system, our nation needs to be fixed. The tax system needs to be fixed. Governor DeSantis wants to remove property taxes in the state of Florida. You want to talk about an idea whose time has come? And I'd like to know where all the property tax money goes. Does it really take that much fucking money to fix roads? The neighborhood where my prepared bunker is at is a private neighborhood with its own privately maintained roads. And our roads are just fine without government money. It's unfucking believable. What else do they do that we don't already pay for in other ways? Water, sewer, trash, power lines we pay with our power bills, phones, everything is now wireless. We don't even need land fucking lines anymore. The government, folks, is making itself obsolete by demonstrating that they're obsolete. Anyways, folks, chance favors the prepared mind. Thank you for coming on board, but please share internet address, share on the site with everyone else, family, friends, co-workers, everyone. In fact, share with your enemies, Democrats. Say, hey, I thought you might find this interesting. We need to keep pissing the left off and triggering them, folks. They're showing us who they are and why they need to be deported, silenced with intelligent thought, or just thrown in fucking jail for being traitors and criminals. Godspeed, Semper Fi. I'll see you guys tomorrow.